Hook. Right now, something is quietly happening in the job market and most people aren't paying attention to it. It's not sudden job loss, it's not dramatic layoffs, it's something much slower and much easier to miss. People are slowly becoming less relevant without even realizing it. Their skills stop evolving, their work becomes easier to replace, and over time, opportunities quietly start to disappear. So here's the real question. How do you make sure that doesn't happen to you? In this video, I'll walk you through a practical, step-by-step plan to future-proof your career and stay ahead of these changes. Intro: the way we work is changing faster than ever. Across the United States, companies are adopting new technologies, automating routine tasks, and rethinking how work gets done. And this shift isn't limited to one industry, it's happening almost everywhere. But despite all this change, one thing remains consistent. The people who prepare early tend to have a major advantage. And the good news is you don't need to predict the future perfectly. You just need a clear strategy you can follow. Step 1. Understand your current role. The first step is understanding where you stand right now. Take a closer look at your daily work, which tasks are repetitive, and which ones require thinking, decision-making, or creativity, because repetitive tasks are usually the first to be automated, while tasks that involve judgment and problem-solving are much harder to replace. For example, entering data is repetitive, but analyzing that data and making decisions from it is far more valuable. This step isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Step 2. Identify industry shifts. At this point, take a step back and look at your industry. Are companies starting to use new tools? Are certain roles becoming less common? Or are new opportunities starting to appear? For example, many companies are automating routine processes while creating new roles around managing those systems. And in many cases, this shift is already affecting hiring decisions. So the earlier you recognize it, the more time you have to adapt. Step 3. Build high-value skills. Once you understand the direction, the focus shifts to building skills that remain valuable over time. These include problem-solving, communication, and critical thinking. But just as important is your ability to work with technology, because the future isn't about humans versus machines, it's about how both work together. And people who develop these types of skills tend to stay relevant much longer. Step 4. Learn how to use AI. Another important step is learning how to use modern tools, especially AI. Because in many cases, it's not AI replacing people, it's people using AI replacing those who don't. For example, a marketer using AI tools can produce in hours what used to take days, from content creation to data analysis. A business professional can process insights faster and make better decisions in less time. Even a basic understanding of these tools can give you a significant advantage. And that advantage will only continue to grow. Mid-video hook, but this is exactly where most people get stuck. Step 5. Avoid passive learning. One of the most common mistakes is consuming information without applying it. Watching videos, reading articles, but never actually practicing anything. It feels productive, but it doesn't create real progress. Real growth begins when you take action. Even small steps like testing a tool, building a simple project, or applying what you've learned can create meaningful improvement. This is what turns knowledge into real ability. Step 6. Build proof, not just knowledge. In today's job market, what you can show matters more than what you say. Employers and clients are looking for proof. Projects, portfolios, and real examples of your work carry more weight than simply listing skills. For example, showing a real project you built is often more powerful than saying you have experience. This is how you stand out in a competitive environment. Step 7. Build a strong network. At this stage, another key factor comes into play: your network. Opportunities don't always come from job applications, they often come from people. Connecting with others in your field, learning from their experience, and staying visible can open unexpected doors. In many cases, relationships play a bigger role than people realize. Step 8. Learn to position yourself. Equally important is how you present your skills. It's not just about what you know, it's about how clearly you communicate it. Your resume, your online presence, and how you talk about your work all matter. Two people can have similar abilities, but the one who presents them better often gets more opportunities. Step 9. Stay consistent. Consistency is one of the most underrated advantages. You don't need massive progress overnight. Even small improvements repeated daily can lead to powerful results over time. And as those improvements build, the gap between you and others becomes significant. Step 10. Think flexible, not fixed. Finally, think in terms of flexibility, not fixed paths. Careers today are no longer linear. The ability to adapt, pivot, and explore new opportunities is becoming more valuable than ever. Instead of resisting change, you can learn to move with it. Final message: when you step back and look at all of these steps together, a clear pattern begins to emerge. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you adapt, connect, and present your value. You don't need to control the future, but you can control how prepared you are for it. And in a world that's constantly changing, the people who keep improving will always have an advantage.